Hello and welcome to the module number 14 of the digital marketing course. So we have learned a lot about the WordPress settings and how you can set up your entire website. And we have now been talking about the themes. All right, we have selected OceanWP as our theme of choice because it is my personal recommendation and I actually use it on all my clients' websites as well as my own websites. And you will see in this video that why do I use it. I already showed you that it provides you a lot of customization options in comparison to the other free themes available. This is one thing, and secondly, this theme is compatible with the page builder that we are going to use, which is Elementor. Okay, so this is something new for you to learn, that all the page builders out there in the market are not compatible with all the WordPress themes out there, because obviously these are all softwares and these are all codes, right? These are all the packages of code which are available on the server, which you don't understand obviously, but it's internet, and the computer system, it only understands code, right? So you need to know that why I have selected OceanWP as our theme of choice. So let's just go ahead to the appearance part and click on the customize option and start customizing our theme for our website. And you will now get to see that how a basic look that is present right now for our website can entirely be changed if you have a certain design in your mind, and what all customizations can you do that will make your look website a lot better than it currently looks. All right, so now you can see that on the left hand side the options have loaded, but I want to, I was waiting for this to load. So let's understand all these options one by one. This is going to be a longer video because it has a lot of options actually. So but you'll love it. You'll love the customization options available. Okay, so first option that we have here is the site identity. There are some premium add-ons available with this theme as well, but I'm not going to go into that because we are not going to buy those. We are going to obviously use a page builder for our all the requirements. So let's talk about the site identity. Okay, in the site identity part, you can see that there are two options: site title and tagline. All right, and you already have seen them in the general settings. Okay, so now understand that why I was discussing about the settings, menus and widgets before then the customize option here, because all of this, some of these options will be there in the WordPress settings as well. Anyhow, so you can see that there is a checkbox where it says that display site title and tagline. All right, so it's selected right now, but you can even disable it. And then there is an option called site icon. Now, what is a site icon? So currently, if I open up a website called Amazon.in, so you will see that there is this logo, this small icon that comes up. Or if I open up a website like Apple.com, then the Apple logo is here, right? If you can see, okay. If I open up any kind of website, Flipkart.com, you will see that there is a logo associated with that as well. So this icon is called a site icon, and you can set up your own site icon here as well. All right, so you can select your site icon, and the size of this site icon should be at least 512 by 512 pixel, and the process to upload it is similar. You just have to upload the file and select it, and that will become your site icon. Okay, so this is all about the site identity option. Going ahead to the colors part. Now, the header text color, you can see that the text color right now is it is RRGGBB, but if I just click on something else, right, let's see what change does it make. See, the header color has now been changed to red. Or if I want to change it to a blue color, you can see the live preview here itself, and you can see that the color has now been changed. Okay, so you can even select your own custom colors by dragging this option here, dragging this circle around, and you can find up the color of your choice, and you can then lighten or darken the color if you want, like. Okay, so you can see that the code is changing. So this code is called hex code. Because hex stands for the hexadecimal code, so actually 6 letters are there. Okay, so that is why this is called hex code. So let's keep it to just red for now. Okay, let's give this website a reddish look. Okay, I have decided it as right now as I am shooting this video, so we'll actually give it a red look. Okay, so now you can see that this color has been selected, but it hasn't yet been published on the website. If I open up the website, it is still it's going to be the black color that was already there. Okay, but if I just click on publish, it's just as simple as that. If I click on publish and if I reload, then this color is going to be changed. Now you can see that the color is now changed to red. Okay, but it's not always the case that you have to publish the changes then and there itself. You can actually schedule your changes as well, or you can do all the changes first, and then one time you can hit the publish button, and then all the changes will be applied at once. So let's go to the menus part. Now see, this is interesting part here. Menus are something which we have discussed, and it's actually the same thing that we have here. All right, so you can just reorder them, and then you have these menu locations. So these are the basic options, right, for all the menus, and these are these locations which we have already talked about. You can choose, right, for this. See, this theme has actually 4 locations: top bar, main, footer, and mobile. So for the main one, primary menu has been selected, but there is a top bar here as well, as you can see. So let me just, add in the footer menu here that we created in the backend. Let me just display it on the top bar, so you will see that all the options are now available here. Yeah, so these are the options, right? These are the top bar as per the theme. So let's just keep it at that, and let me just show you the schedule changes option. So see, there's a gear icon here, the settings icon. If I click on it, I can, schedule the changes. Like I want to change the design of my website 7 days from now. Okay, so I can just schedule the changes, and I can just, add a time and date, and I can just schedule them. Okay, let's just add something. Let's just, make it to 3 p.m. right? And I can just click on the schedule button and it will be scheduled, but I don't want to do that. I want to publish them immediately. Okay. And then we have this option of discard changes as well. So you can discard the changes as well. Moving ahead, now we have talked about the menus part. All right. Now the second thing is the widget. Now you can see that this theme provides us with 4 footer locations and 1 sidebar location. And currently all the widgets that we had selected are displaying in the sidebar. But if I just open up the ritvistiwari.com/WP admin again, all right, you can actually check the widgets option that we had here. So see, if we go to the appearance and then widgets part, you will see these locations here as well. So see, default sidebar, left sidebar, footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, footer 4, and then there is a search results sidebar which we don't need as of now, but this is also obviously one option provided by the theme that we have chosen. All right, so it's similar to that. Now you can add in a widget here. See, if you click on a button, then you can get all those widgets with the description of how what this widget means. So we have already talked about it. So let's move ahead. So about the menus and the widgets part. Now let's talk about the home page settings. See, these are the same settings that were there in the reading settings part. All right, a static page, and we have selected the pages. You can even add a new page dynamically here. We don't just have to go to the pages area here and then click on add new. You can directly add a new page from here. Just add in the title and click on add, and the page will be created in the backend, which will be then visible in the pages area here. Okay. Then moving ahead to the additional CSS. Now this is something related to code. If you want to style something on your website using the code, you can add the code here. Okay, but you don't have to worry about it. Then the next thing is the general options. Now from the general options here, the options that OceanWP provides, the customization that OceanWP provides has started. So let's enjoy this process because it's going to be really good. So now in the general options, we have this option of general styling. If we click on it, you can see that the primary color of this website is blue, right? So you can see that we have the blue shades here everywhere. When I scroll over this, when I hover over these categories as well, there is this blue line coming up. So we can change these all. And if I just open up a post as well, let's see. See, on hover the color is blue. So let's change this to something like red. All right. So yeah, we have this post comment button as blue here. So let's change the primary color to red. All right. Now you can see that the color has been changed, right? And now the next option that we have is the hover primary color. Like if we hover on the button, or if we hover on a link, right? So okay, this has already been changed, but it was related to the hover button, I guess. Hover primary color. So we can change it to maybe yellow to show you that how it works. See. But obviously this is not a very good color choice, so I'm going to choose something similar in the lines of red only, but make it a little orange or something like that. Yeah, so this is better. And then there is this main border color which is currently gray. Let's change it and see where it gets changed. So let's change it to the reddish part. See, the border has now been changed. The border here has now been changed to red. So you can do all of this, right? Then we have the side background. Okay, the side background color is currently white, but if I want to change it, right, so you can see that the yellow background color is there, green, and if I want to change it to something in the shades of maybe gray, right? So I remember a code F5, F5, F5. So it is something like this, the gray background. But if you don't want that, so I will just write it as FFF, FFF, which is the code for the white background. So let's keep it at let's keep it at white only. Then we have an option to change the background image also. So if I click on the background image and I select this image, then the background image will be there at the behind your content. So let's see how it looks. See how it's looking. Obviously not good, but when there is a background image that that suits the background, obviously you can add that image. So With this background image, you have the option of, positioning it, like you can position it center, right? Can you see the difference? Then I just click on center right. Okay, see how the image is moving. So these are the properties of a background image. All right. So, and then there is this attachment option where if I click on scroll, right, this is the image is scrolling with me, but if I keep it fixed, see what's going to happen. The content is scrolling, but the image is not. And if I just change the position of the image to center, so this person is going to be in the center always. And if I scroll the content, the image is going to stay there, right? So that was the attachment fixed. And then there is this repeat part. Since we have made it fixed, the repeat is already gone. But what do we mean by repeat? Let me show you. If I click on no repeat, see what's going to happen. Since I have selected the position as center, so towards the center of the page, the image has started and then the image has ended. But if I, click on default, then the image is repeating itself. See, here it is repeating, then it is repeating here as well. So this is all that you can do. All right. Then there we have the size. Okay, you can change the size, right? When I select cover, it has been, it has covered the entire page. And if I click on contain, it will, get back to normal, right? So the actual size repeating itself again and again. And if I click on no repeat, then it will just come in the center part. Okay, so these are the options that you get when you choose a background image, but now I'm going to remove it. We don't need a background image. So obviously we don't need all these options as well because no image has been selected. All right, so you can see that all the options have now gone. So talking about the links color, you see the link color is currently black. Let's just, go to our blog section again. Let's see what do we mean by a link. Let me show you that. See, this is a link, and the link color is generally black. Or we also had a disclaimer. See, all products we linked it to be we linked it to Amazon.com, right? You can see that the link color, how it is black, and the rest of the content is gray in color. So this is that link color. If I want to change it to red, I can do that directly from here. See, now all the link colors have changed to red. See, this has also been changed to red. And the color hover, I can change it to something around the lines of orange, just like I selected before. So let me just change it. Okay, so let's see, where did it change? It must have changed somewhere. Yeah, so see here the link has changed, the link color has changed on hover. Okay, see from here also. Let me make it prominent. Let me make it blue. So now you can see that all products and these links are getting changed to blue in color. Okay, all of these are changing to blue in color. Right? Why these aren't changing, I'm going to tell you that as well. So now you understand the colors part. Okay, general styling options. Let's move ahead to the general settings now. Now see the general settings. This is the settings which can actually change the entire look of how your website looks. Now see, the main we have three different kinds of layout here. The default one is the wide layout, but if I click on boxed layout, see what happens. Let's give it some time to load. See, this is now everything is changed to a box layout. And now if I click on separate, see what all happens. Now I guess the sidebar will be separate and the content area will be separate. See, yeah. So this actually gives a more cleaner look. So let's keep it as separate. Now you can see that the outer background color is a grayish color and the inner background color is a whitish color, right? So if I change the outer background color to something yellow, you can see the prominent difference now, right? Or maybe if we can, just keep it to a default color, that is F1 and change the internal background color. So we can do that as well. And the internal background color can be set to black, right? So now it's totally on you that how you want to design your website, right? So now you can see how, how many customizations you can do with the Ocean WP theme. Okay. So let's just keep it to default. It's looking good as it is. And then let's just check what all options do we have. Now see, content padding. So currently the padding is 30 pixel. Now what is padding? Padding is the space that is there between these, right? That inside space. Okay. Then this outside space is called margin. This inside space inside a container is called a padding. Okay. From all the sides. So if I just change it to something like 50 pixel, let's see what happens. See, the 50 pixel has been added to all the sides on the top, left, right, and bottom. Okay. So this is a content padding. So let me just keep it to, let's keep it at 50 itself. Now let's talk about the widgets padding. See, the widgets are here. Okay. So let's just change it to 50 here as well. Now you will notice that the space has been increased here. Okay. On all the sides. Then we have this main container width. Now what is a main container? What is content width and what is sidebar width? So see here that main container width is actually, see, this is the main container width. Notice that the content that we have here, okay, this is the main container. You can see here that it is ending here and it is starting from here. So this is the main container width, right? So let's just reset it back to 1200, and then the content width. Now this is the content. So out of the 1200 pixels, 72% of 1200 pixel has been given to the content. If I try to reduce it, you can see that how it will reduce. Okay, let's just change it here. See 50, and let's just change it to maybe 1000, and now you can see that the width has been changed, maximum width has been changed. And now since the container width is 72%, let's change it to 50, and I will change this one to 50 as well. So now the sidebar and this are of equal widths, but obviously this is not looking good, so I will change the sidebar width to 20, maybe 30, and I'll change the content width to 70. Right? So this is how you can change the entire look and feel of your website. Talking about the next options that enable schema markup, you can check it off if you want. It's your wish actually. Okay, so if I just enable it back again, let's see what difference does it make. Yeah, so it was regarding this, I guess. Okay, so then the next options that we have is pages. Now right now you can see that we have a right sidebar. I think there has been a problem here. Yeah, so I have given the sidebar the width as 30 and the content width as 72, so we'll have to reset it to 28 back again. Okay, now it's coming here. All right, moving ahead, now you can see that the layout is the right sidebar, so sidebar is on the right hand side. Let me just change it back to 1200 as well, the width. Okay, now you have an option to actually select a left sidebar layout as well. So let's see what it looks like. It didn't change or what? Let's just select full width. Somehow not changing. Let's just publish the changes and see on the main website and try to reload it. So let me show you one more way to load your website. When you are inside the WordPress dashboard, you can hover over this option and click on visit site. Okay, so yeah, now you can see that the width is full. Obviously the home page is empty, so let's go and check the blog page. And inside the blog page, let's see, workout, dummy content is there, 7 food supplements for better health. Yeah, so I guess there has been a problem with the theme, that it hasn't applied the changes that we published. So let's check it out, what happened. Let's reload the customized page itself and then try to make these changes again. See, this is all dynamic, it is happening in front of you. Sometimes themes can create a problem, obviously, because they are they are pieces of softwares and codes, and sometimes something might work and might not work as well. So these are all on you to try. So let me just click on the blog page and go to general options again, go to general settings, and let me just reduce the paddings as well, because it was not looking good. So content padding is 50 and widgets padding is 30. Let's just try to select a different layout again. I guess there is a problem with this theme, but this is the first time I'm getting this problem, so no worries. You can try it out. It's not that it might be a problem for you as well. Maybe due to some internet issue or something like that, some incompatibility with the theme. This might also be the reason for it. Okay, so don't worry about that. Let's just keep it to right sidebar, because this is the default actually which a lot of websites use. Okay, and then you have this option of sidebar or content and content or sidebar. Let's see, nothing actually changed anyhow. So then you have the content padding option. You can add in the numbers and the padding would change. Then we have the search result page. Okay, so these are the layouts of the search results page. And then we have these open graphs, like you can add in your Twitter username, Facebook page, Facebook app ID if you want. Okay, moving ahead to the page title. Obviously the page title is a heading tag. I told you already that there are 6 kind of headings, so you can see here H1 to H6, and you you should leave it to H1 itself. All right, and then you can change the background color, you can change the text color similar to what I have already shown you. Then there are these breadcrumbs. Now what are these breadcrumbs? Breadcrumbs are this. Okay, that when I click on a post, you can see that how the navigation is actually present for you to see that the hierarchy. I talked about hierarchy in the categories part, right? So you can see here that in the weight loss category, you have opened up this post. Okay, so the hierarchy is like from the home page, you opened up a weight loss category post, and you have now opened up the 7 food supplements for better health. Okay, so if I just disable the breadcrumbs, let's see what happens. See, there the breadcrumbs are gone, and if I just enable them, they will get back again. And if I just disable the show item title, let's see what happens. See, now the post name has gone away because you have already opened the post, but you can keep it if you want. All right, And then the position is obviously absolute right. You can see it. You can keep it under title as well. So let's just see where it comes. See, since this is a blog page, it has come now under the title. Okay, and then you can actually change this icon to something else as well. Like, you know, if I add in, if I make it like an arrow, okay, and if I just publish it, so it should change here as well. So let's reload it and see. Let's just reload the actual page also. Let's see if the icon has changed or not. Yeah, so you can see here that a hyphen has been added in the breadcrumbs. All right. Now the customized page is taking some time to load. Let's go to general options again, general settings. And oh yeah, we had already covered that. Sorry about that. In the page title we were. And now you can change it. So I'm going to keep it back. Now you can see that for the home page, you know, the page name is home, as you can see right now here. You can even change it to, you know, maybe like Ritviz home page if you want, and you know, it will get changed here. Okay, then for other pages also, you can just change the names and change the colors. Like I can change the text color to maybe something red. All right, let's just open up the blog page because the home page is currently empty. Right. So, you know, the separator color, the link color, hover. So you can see that all these options, you know, you can change them for the page title. Okay, these are all the settings for the page title. Okay, let's just check something else as well. Let's check the separator color, make it orange or something like that. Let's make it yellow and publish it, and then reload it here. Okay, I don't know where the separator actually happened, but it must have happened somewhere, obviously, if we have selected. So don't worry about it. You can, you know, try it out. You can check it out. These are small things you can customize that OceanWP allows you to customize actually. Then there is an option of scroll to top. You can see on the right hand side, there is this button. You know, when I click on this button, I will scroll to the top. If I just scroll to the bottom of the page and click on this button, it will scroll to the top. So now in the scroll up button, you know, you can even hide it as well. Like if I click this, if I uncheck this option, this button will not be visible. Okay, see, the button has gone. But if I just check this option, this button will come back, and you can now customize the button. Like if I want to, you know, I want this icon on the button. Now this icon will come up. See. Okay, now the position is on right. You can make it to left, and then you can see that, you know, it is some pixels above the bottom and some pixels towards the left of the right hand side, right? So you can see here that the button position, you know, we can change it if we want, right? So let's just keep it to 20 for now. Then button size, you can increase or decrease the button size just the way you want. So let's keep it to 40. Then icon size inside the button, you can increase it or decrease it. All right. Then there is a border radius also. You know, you can make the button circular as much as you want, or you can, you know, just reduce the border radius. So I'm just keeping it to that. And then you can change the background color. Right now, like it is, you know, grayish, and then when I hover over it, it is black in color. So you can change those settings from here. The color of the icon is, you know, white right now, so you can change that. And when we hover over the background color, you can, you know, change it to maybe something like yellow. So let's see how that changes. See, now the color is actually yellow. Let's make it something more prominent. Let's make it blue. So you can see here that inside of black now we have a blue color. Okay, let's change it back to white. So these are all the options available for the scroll to top option. Then comes the pagination part. Now pagination is something, you know, that that comes up when you know, we have more number of pages, when we have more number of blog posts, and you know, then we have this 1, 2, 3 option here, so that, you know, you can move ahead on the other pages. But since we just have 3 pages here, the pagination is not visible right now. But you can, you know, change these options when you have more number of pages. Similarly, you have these background color on hover, and then normally color of the text, and then color on hover, then border color and border color on hover. So these you can change. Then we have the forms. Okay, for the forms you have these settings, similar color changes, text changes, you know, font changes, padding changes, so you can explore them all. And then we have the theme buttons, so you can change the buttons as well. Okay, you can change the padding of the buttons, you can change the background color, color on hover, right? And then we have the 404 error page. You can change this as well. Okay, so this is all about the general options that we have with the OceanWP theme. Coming next to the typography. Now, what is typography? Typography is all the changes related to the text and the fonts. All right. So see here that for all the different heading styles, for the body style, for the top bar, for main menu, for the drop downs, mobile menu, page title subheading, blog entry title, blog post subtitle. See, you can change the typography options for all of them. Like, if I go to the general settings, you can see that the font subsets are currently selected as Latin. But if I go to the body, now you can observe here, see, the body content is this one. Okay, this is the body content. So let me just change the font family to something like Comic Sans. So you see the font changed. If I change something it to something more professional looking and more good looking like Verdana, so now the look has changed. But you can also select something from this entire list as well. So like one of my favorites font is Montserrat. So let's just go ahead and apply that font. See, now this is the Montserrat font, and you can select the font weight as well. Like maybe I want it all bold. So see, now everything is in bold. Or maybe I want it normal, so I will keep it as 400. Or maybe I want it a little medium, so I will keep it at 500. Then for the font style, you can italicize it, or you can keep it as normal. Then I can transform everything to capitalize, like everything is going to be capitalized. Okay, and or I can keep it to lowercase, like everything is now in lowercase. You see, first alphabets of every word are now small letters, right? So I'm going to keep it at default. Then for the general, I'm going to keep the font size as 17 pixel. Okay, I'm going to keep the line height as 1.5. all right, I need to increase the letter spacing. See how you can do the changes. Okay, and for the font color, you can see that it's a gray color as of now, but I want to keep it as black. Now you can see that the black color has been applied. All right, now one more thing that I want to show you is that since your website will be accessible across all the devices in the world, you can actually see that how your website is looking in the desktop version. And then if you want to check it in the tablet version, we have an option here which we select. Then you can see the website is looking how in the tablet version, and in the mobile version also you can see how the website is looking. And then you can make the changes based on that as well. So if you see here that for some of the options, right, like line height, letter spacing, font size, you can see that when I have selected this option, the mobile option, whatever value you put in here will actually be applied only to the mobile. Like, if in the mobile I keep it as 14, okay, then the font size is going to be 14 only for the mobile part. All right, 14 pixel. Let me just add it. So see, I guess it changed. Yeah, so you can see here that it has now been changed to 14 pixel. But if I go back to the desktop version, it will again be 17 pixel, and you can see the value here. All right, so by clicking on these buttons, you can actually modify and design your website for all the screen sizes, for desktop, for tablet, and for mobile. See how cool it is and how easy it is for you to actually customize your website. And this you have to do only once. Just like body, for all the headings, you can change the font style. Maybe like I want Bookman for the headings. So see, for the headings, the font has now been changed. I can I can also change the font weight to maybe extra bold, right? Or it is already bold, I guess. Or let's see if we can decrease the font weight. No, it doesn't allow us to do that. So let's just keep it at default. Or maybe I can change the font style. So see, for the headings, I have changed it to work out this Times New Roman font. Then individually for all the different kinds of headings, you can select the font sizes and all the letter spacing, line height, and all the typography options available. Then for the top bar, you have the different font style. Like if I want to change it to something like now you can see here the top bar font has been changed. If I talk about main menu, so let's change the font of the main menu. Let's change it to maybe something else. So see, it has been changed now. Then for the drop downs, we can change something else. Okay, like we can let's keep it to Boker. Let's see. Now okay, this is not very prominent. You might not get the difference. Let's change it. So see here now you can see the difference in font for the drop down. All right. Then for the page title, subheading, then blog entry title, blog post title. Now what is a blog entry title? This is the blog entry title, and when I click on the blog post and the title that comes up after opening the post, this is the blog post title. Okay, let me just change it. So see, this has been changed, but if I go back, the blog entry title will look similar only, right? Like it was previously. So this is the difference between these two. Then similarly, the sidebar widget heading. Then for the widgets, you can change the typography for all of them, right? I hope you've got the idea. Let's move ahead to the top bar. Now you can see that in the top bar, there are these general settings that even if you want to disable the top bar, you can do that by clicking on this button. See, if I just disable it, this will not be visible now. Okay, see, it has gone. But if I enable it, then there are some options that you get, the general options for the top bar, and you can decide that if you want to show it on all devices, or just you can hide it on tablet, hide it on mobile and tablet both, so that it will be visible only in desktop. Then the style is, for example, left content and right social. So you can change it to left social and right content. Now the content will move here, I guess. Yeah, see, so these are the changes. Then these are the padding options that you can actually see here. When I increase the padding, the top padding is getting increased, and similarly you can do so for the bottom padding as well, right? See, so this is how easy it is actually for you to make changes. And then there are these color options. You already have seen how to change them. And let's move ahead to the content. And for the content, there is no template, so don't worry about it. Then for the social options, you don't have any social links as of now, but you can add them here. Okay, and like let me add my own Facebook link. Let's see how it actually comes up, so that you could see what a social menu means. Let's see where it comes up. Yeah, so you can see here that the Facebook option has been available here. So let me just change the social color to something in red only. Now you can see it more prominently, right? So this is how you can actually change your social options as well. So that's all about the top bar. Now talking about the header. Again, for the header, there are some general options, like the style is currently minimal. You can actually change it to transparent. Let's see what happens here. See, this is the header. Okay, now it's transparent. So, the background color has been adjusted. And if I want to make it full screen, let's see how that looks. That will be very interesting to see. See, it's now full screen, the header. Okay, now the menu has been changed into a drop down. See, this is how the header looks now. Okay, if I want to change it to just top menu, so let's see how that works. See, now this is the top menu, so just like this. Okay, and then there are these other options as well, like vertical. So you can try them out based on your requirement. See, the vertical header is now here. When I click on it, it's opening like this. How cool it is, right? So these are some basic options that Ocean WP has provided you. So let me just choose it as maybe medium itself. Let's see what medium actually means. So there are a lot of options that you can actually do here. Okay, this is fine by me, and I can change the border bottom color. Then there are these settings related to it, like background color. Okay, and then you can see the elements positioning. Like right now we have the search form, we have the logo, and then we have the social buttons, obviously, but we don't have a social button. So if I don't want to see the search form, I can click on this eye icon. Okay, if I click on this eye icon, now this has been disabled. Now the search form will not be visible. All right, if I just click on the eye icon again, the search form will get visible. And if I want search form to be on the last, I can just drag it and it will move towards the right, and the logo will now be towards the left, right? So this is how simple it is to actually edit it. Now for the menu part, you can see that it is currently in center because it has been selected like this. You can move it to right, left, just like the way you want, and you can increase the height also of the menu if you want it to be. All right, then we have the background color. So maybe I can change it to something like red, or maybe something like white. Okay, or maybe something like yellow. So this is totally depending on you. I'm just showing you what all features do you have. Then for the search form, you see that the the input color is grayish as of now. Maybe I can make it to black, right? So this is how simple it is to actually make these changes. So I'm not going to obviously go and explain you each and everything, because these are very self-explanatory, and you can actually test them out. You can change things on your own. Similarly, with the header media part, you can add in an image that will get added into the header. And then we have this overlay color and all the options with the background image that I've already talked about. Going about the logo, you can select the logo file. Like if you have a logo, instead of the name that is coming up right now, maybe a logo, you can choose a logo. Okay, so see, let's just keep it at this for now. Let's keep it my face as a logo. So let's see how it comes up. Okay, so now this is something which will come up here. Okay, so if you have some other logo file, you can actually go ahead and use it, and you can set the max width and max height of the logo as well, the color of the logo as well. Okay, then talking about the menu, these are some other options, the color options for the menu items, the drop down styling, which we have already talked about, so you can edit them. Then for the social menu, we have some general options. See, the social menu is not enabled, so you can enable it, and now the social menu will come up some here in between, I guess. Okay, so we haven't configured a social menu as of now. See, if I just add in again my Facebook ID, so now you can see a logo has already started appearing here, and then you can now change the styles for the social menu. Okay, now then last option we have is for mobile menu. So you can check these mobile options as well. Like mobile menu will come up when the screen size is less than 250, when the screen size starts from 959 pixel, but you can even decrease the size as well. So let's keep it from 480 pixel. Okay, and let's see how the mobile menu works in the mobile. Okay, I have selected the mobile look. See, this is the mobile menu, and all the options that are available here are now for the mobile menu. Okay, so you can just check them out as well. So this was all about customizing the header. Then similar to header, we have some options for the blog entries and the single post. I've already told you the difference between them, and you can, check them out. I have already told you how you can, let me just show this one thing to you, that, currently we are here in the blog entries part. So you can see the layout is actually right sidebar. So let's just click it to left sidebar and see if it changes or not. Yeah, now it changed. Remember earlier it wasn't getting changed, maybe because it has a separate setting for that. If I just keep it to full width, then the sidebar is going to go right. So you can actually set the layout here, and then let's talk about the elements positioning. Like, the featured image is something that comes up first, right? And then comes the title, and after that we have the meta description. So this is our meta. Then comes the content, which is this, and then comes the read more button. So maybe you don't want to show the meta, so just click on the eye icon, and now the meta will not be displayed. All right, and maybe you just don't want to show the read more button as well. Okay, so you can hide the read more button, and somebody who will just click on the heading will get open, will the blog article will open up, and also by clicking on the featured image. All right, and then if I just enable the meta, we have some more options here. That for the meta, you can see that we have author, date, categories, and comments as of now, which are visible. Okay, so maybe I don't want to display the date at which I published the blog post, so I can remove it. And even I don't want to show the comments, because currently there are 0 comments, so it might make my article look bad in front of some users that are still coming up, right? So I don't want to show that. Now I have just showed the author and the weight loss, but I want the category to come first and then author to come later. I can drag it up, and now it will change here. All right, this is all about the blog entries. And in the single post settings are the settings which will make the changes to the blog post when somebody opens it. All right, so right now you can see here that these are the options, like featured images being displayed again. I don't want featured image inside of my blog post. All right, so I can disable it, or maybe if I want it after the title and the meta. Okay, and after that the content should start. Okay, so let's see. Now the title should be at the top, then comes the meta, and then comes our featured image, and after that our content actually starts up. And after the content there are these tags. Okay, as you can see here. Then we have the social share buttons, which we haven't configured yet. Then we have the next or previous links, author box, related posts, right, and the comment section. Okay, these are the related posts, and then author box is not available here because we haven't yet configured the author box. Okay, so these are the options that you get similarly for the single post, and you can make changes to these. Now let's move ahead to the sidebar, and you can see on the sidebar the background color is selected as this. You can change the background color to maybe something else, like just for the sidebar the background color has been set to yellow, right? Let's keep it to red. Okay, and for the widgets the background color can be changed to yellow. I don't think that's changing, so maybe it's not available anyhow. Then for the margin bottom and titles border color, you can change a lot of things here for the sidebar itself. Talking about the footer widgets, you can see that the footer widgets are enabled as of now, but we haven't added any widgets in the footer. But if you add them, they are going to be displayed here. You already know that 4 options are available with OceanWP theme for the footer, and you can change these options here. All right, and then for the footer bottom, we have this option. Okay, so this is the footer bottom. Actually, if you can see here that we have some text mentioned here. This is our footer bottom. Okay, this is not visible because the text color is not in alignment with the background color. So if I change the background color to something like white, right, you can see the that copyright text. Okay, and now you can change the copyright text as well. Like maybe I want the copyright text to be copyright Ritviz Tiwari. Okay, and I want to delete this, all rights reserved. So I want it to be something like this, and then okay, maybe I want to add a separator in between. So see, this is how it looks. And now I can actually go ahead and change the background color, the text color. I can make it look red. Okay, and then I can change the links color and link color on hover. Okay, so this is what I can do. So these are all the options that are available in the customize part. All right, I hope it is clear to you that how you can actually customize and set up your entire website. You now know everything about the OceanWP theme and all the customization options that it provides you, and you know how you can beautifully design your website, each and everything, the width, the sidebar padding, the background colors, the text colors, the header colors, the top bar colors, the menu bar options, right? Everything that you have seen is actually very helpful in designing your website. And remember that you just have to design it once, and after that, you know, you don't have to touch them again, because the design of a website is not changed that much often. So play around with these options with your website and decide, and you know, choose one design for yourself. What you can do is, maybe, you know, if you have some website that is very good looking that you like, right? Or you may read some content from a website, you know, very frequently. There is a favorite website of you, or there is a website, you know, whose design you like. So try to model that design for your website, you know, just for the practicing part, and then you can actually go ahead and decide, okay, what all things I need on my website, and you know, what all I can't do right now, because I have some, you know, I have a shortage of content, because all the other websites that you're going to see in the world are filled up with content. So maybe you should try to fill up with content first, and then try to design your website. You know, maybe you should have 3 or 5 posts first, so that you could understand that what all changes that you're making and how are they actually looking. All right, so since we had 3 posts with us, and you can see that in the blog section how our website is now looking up to be, right? I showed you all the design changes that we made. We can even, you know, made the typography changes for each and individual element. Okay, like for the title, it can be different; for the body, it can be different; for the page title, it can be different; for the breadcrumbs, the style can be different, right? And now, you know, the changes have not yet been published, so let me just publish them, and make you see how actually now the real world website will also look like the way you have customized it. Okay, so this is how our website looks currently. This is obviously not looking very good, but the main intention of this video was to show you the different customization options. And if I didn't show you the different, changes that you can make for each and every element, you know, I have kept them to be separate, so that you can visually see that what all differences are there, like, you know, the background color for just for the sidebar, and then the link colors, link hover colors, right? So everything that you can do, I have showed you in this video. So from the next video onwards, we are going to talk about the page builders, and we are going to talk about how to design your custom homepage. Now, if you can see that the homepage is still empty, and if I, you know, go to my homepage from the dashboard, it will just give me the same editor which we have for, you know, creating our normal blog post, right? So since you know, you get a visual editor, the name of the editor is the visual editor, so you can just add in your blocks and all, but that will not allow you to create a page that you know, is similar to something like apple.com or something like, you know, any other SaaS company who has a different homepage, right? You can see that there is one section with the black background, one section with the white background, you know, then we have these 2 column layouts, and we have these images. So what we are going to do is that from the next video onwards, we are going to talk about the page builder that we are going to use. We are going to buy it, and we are going to set it up, and we are going to link it up with the WordPress website, and then we are going to start this, you know, understanding what all options that page builder gives us, and then we are going to actually pick up a template, and we are going to design our website similar to that template itself. So that is going to be very interesting for you to learn, and it's going to teach you the exact skill that I was talking about, for, you know, which you can get paid. You can actually create a website similar to apple.com itself as well, if you have the right images and, you know, the right fonts for you. So I'm going to show you how to build a website similar to this, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and about 7 sections, but I'm going to build a website with more than 7 sections as well, and I'm going to teach you how to do that step by step, and you're going to enjoy the process thoroughly. So, you know, stay tuned for that video. This is me and Anmol Dugal signing off. In this video, we have talked a lot about the customization options, and I would suggest you to go ahead and try these options out and try to design your website. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye bye.